Thank you very much, Honorable President. We now move on to the last follow-up, which will be asked by EFF, Honorable Chirwa.
Ngiyabonga Sihlalo. In a population of above 60 million, 30 million in South Africa live in poverty, 18.2 million in extreme poverty, 13.8 million are experiencing food poverty, literal hunger and starvation. Mr. President, there were lesser people living in poverty before you became president. There were lesser people unemployed, lesser violence against women and children, lesser murders, lesser femicide. Millions of our children under your presidency experience multidimensional poverty, whether deprived of healthcare, housing, nutrition, information, water, and sanitation. These harrowing statistics have never dropped since you became president. Instead, they continue to rise under your presidency. Poverty has worsened in South Africa since you became president of South Africa. Whose poverty are you referring to be prioritizing since 2018, when it's not reflected statistically and in the lives of women and children who are at the bottom of the food chain and whose conditions have worsened since your inauguration in 2018 to date? Thank you.
Honorable President, again, I've not heard any question that has been asked. However, if you so wish, you may respond to the statement. Whether is it of intent or what, I don't know. But you are at liberty to respond to it.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I've listened to the Honorable Member a few times. And one thing that she's really good at is having a statistically driven mind. She's very good in regurgitating statistics, and with the greatest of respect, I should say some of the statistics that you put forward are a bit skew and flawed. But with great respect, I say, I did not hear any question being put forward. I just had...
Speaker, point of order, please. Chairperson. Ngicela ukuthi sihloniphane, Chairperson. Ngibuzile question ngithe ku President, whose poverty are you referring to be prioritizing?
Just a moment. I have not given you a platform. You are already speaking, Honorable Member. You have risen on the point of order. We have afforded you an opportunity to ask a follow-up question, of which you made that statement, and accordingly afford the President to address you on the issue that you have raised. Over to you, Honorable President. You may respond to the statement that has been made before the House.
Honorable Chairperson, it's a pity that Honorable Member did not allow me to continue, because much as she did not really put a question forward, what I was going to favor her with is precisely a response to the comment that she made, because she asks, or she seems to ask, which poverty am I referring to? And of course, we have always said that, as Honorable Member said earlier, that yes, we face a triple challenge in our country, and we've never shied away from that. We've never shied away from saying there is rife poverty in our country, there is inequality, and indeed there is unemployment. These are the challenges that our country faces, and these are the challenges that the Government of National Unity is determined to address. As we entered into the 7th administration, and as all the 10 parties committed themselves to a program of action, we are aiming and we are determined to ensure that, yes, we reduce incidence of poverty in our country. The poverty, yes, that affects millions of South Africans, unemployment that affects millions of South Africans, and to reduce inequality in our country. This is what we have committed to doing. And so if you care to know and to listen, the Government of National Unity is committed to doing precisely that. And the vigor and the commitment that we are underpinning our work with is such that as we grow our economy, as we embark on more and more developmental initiatives, we will be able to reduce unemployment and create more jobs. And through that, we are certain, I'm certain, that we'll be able to reduce poverty as well, and in the end, address the challenge of inequality. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable President. Honorable President, we now come to question number 4, which is asked by Honorable Makesini from EFF. Over to you, President.
Honorable Chairperson, the policy direction of the Government of National Unity was outlined in the opening of Parliament address that I made on the 18th of July, 2024. The key constitutive ideas of the Government of National Unity are set out in the statement of intent, as I've said, which was signed by all the constitutive parties to the Government of National Unity. So those parties agreed to certain basic principles, including a firm commitment to respect the Constitution and the rule of law. The principles included a commitment to promote accountability, transparency, integrity, and good governance. The parties also agreed to a minimum program as the foundation of the work of the GNU. These were developed into priority actions that will form the basis for the medium-term development plan of our government and the 7th administration. As indicated in the opening of Parliament address, the Government of National Unity will dedicate the next 5 years to actions and interventions that advance 3 strategic priorities. Firstly, to drive inclusive growth and job creation. Secondly, to reduce poverty and to tackle the high cost of living. And thirdly, to build a capable, ethical, and developmental state.